All right, this is Ontario Police 1680792, vehicle 1109. This is the Ontario Police that are testing authority. This is a game to them. They think that they're not going to federal prison for stalking conspicuously, and they are. Again, that is vehicle number 1109. They are monitoring. That's conspicuous stalking. They're doing the same thing using helicopters. They're doing it in the specific environment. Let me remind you where that demon is at, stalking with the people of the state who are stalking with light like they are every other time, where the entity's keeping the fake sun and stalking as a department at the Starbucks at 507, where they're engaged in kidnapping and they think it's a game, that they're going to stalk somebody right in their face and that they're not going to federal prison. This is where the Ontario International Airport is gang stalking, just flew over, and then this demon pulls up to engage in that pattern of conduct. That's a male. Engaging in P.O.C, engaged in Title 18, that's a Caucasian male. They're going to prison. This is exactly what he's got a mustache, he's going to prison. They think it's a game and they're going to federal prison. Full threat, it's domestic terrorism and psychological torture. They think that it's a game and they're going to federal prison for that. It's happening in the specific environment. Let me show you my shadow here. Let me show you my shadow here. Here's one shadow here, here's another shadow. All these demons are monitoring. And the police are gang stalking, bearing weapons, using county-issued vehicles, and terrorizing me on video by helicopter, are taking off, stalking from the airport. There's no airport over here. They're stalking. The Ontario police are going to federal prison, and everybody's going to witness how terrorists are going to be targeted. Molestation, 80645K1, because the people of the state think it's a game as well. And you're going to witness how terrorists are going to be targeted in the U.S. And guess what? The immigrants are being deported. All of them. It is currently 9:09 p.m. This is not published on with regard to what Alan D. Wapner, an enemy of the United States, is publishing on the website while he's engaged in targeting sexual violence, the conspiracy to commit murder, pedophilia, with the psychopaths who are gang stalking American citizens as they hate this country, and the police openly engaging in what is terrorizing the person that is also prosecuting them. This is the very evidence that's getting them disbanded, and every single last one of those gang stalkers under the fake sun and in the specific environment where my shadow's appearing on this vehicle, they're going to prison. That's where the Ontario police are going. Okay, and the demons of the Ontario International Airport, that's a demon. That's a demon-possessed person, as are all of them. They're going to federal prison. Okay, they're stalking in planes, they're stalking in helicopters, they're stalking in police, fire, and ambulance vehicles. They're doing so to murder a targeted individual. You're going to federal prison. And because the government took it so much like it's a joke, that's exactly why you're going to prison. Because terrorism is not a small thing, and it's also not a laughable matter, and it's nothing that any enemy of the United States is going to get away with. And the Ontario Police Department, the City of Ontario, is the enemy of the United States. This is P.O.C. It's 9:10 p.m. That's called, again, that's the entity that's engaging in what is, you're playing with the wrong person, I'm prosecuting you, okay? And you are going to federal prison, that's what you're going to find out. This is the specific environment. They're all monitoring. So you're gonna have a police officer stalk and terrorize you in your face? No, you're going to federal prison. You're an enemy of the United States, you're going to prison. P.O.C.